Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I am making the perfect summer appetizer. It is a crostini with tomatoes and whipped feta cheese. It's delicious, which is something that I always say, but every recipe that I try to make for you is actually delicious, and I hope you make it. So if you watch this, you'll see that it's very easy to make. You can make this for 10 people, you can make it for 100. You just have to adjust your ingredients, and it's not labor intensive. If you like this recipe, make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay until the end. It's going to be a fun recipe to make, and it's perfect for summer. So I start first by toasting some bread. I have, for this particular recipe, I made half of an Italian loaf, so I just cut it into crostini, and now I'm putting some olive oil on it. The baking sheet hasn't been greased or anything, so you're just going to put this in a 425 oven for 6 to 8 minutes. And that's how long it takes for it to get crispy, to get a little golden, and it's delicious. So 6 to 8 minutes, 425, and you'll have the perfect crostini. Make sure you set that timer. So there are just two more elements to this. First is the whipped feta and then the tomatoes, but you put this in the oven, you set a timer, and you'll be all set. So we're going to move on next to the whipped feta, and you need a food processor for this. And I am adding 6 ounces of feta cheese. Make sure you get good feta that you like the taste of, and 2 ounces of cream cheese that's at room temperature. So I am also adding 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and this makes it really delicious. It really elevates the cheese. I love feta cheese. I don't know if you do. I love feta cheese, goat cheese. I love all cheeses, but we're at the beach, so it's nice to have something that is cool. And I'm adding also half a teaspoon of kosher salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. So this is very refreshing. It's the perfect appetizer by the pool, or if you want to take it to the beach. If you package it nicely, then it will go really well. Or if you just make the crostini at the beach, that will work really well as well. So I'm processing this for a few seconds. It's very easy. You just want to break up the cheeses, because once the olive oil goes in, which is what I'm going to add next, then it's going to emulsify and make a paste, and it's going to be whipped. So that's perfect. That's what you want. You want it that whipped texture, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in the bowl of the food processor as soon as it's ready. So this just goes for a few seconds again, and the herbs come later. I thought about adding herbs to this in this stage, but I thought that it would be nicer to have it just like this, so that it really melts with the tomatoes. So I'm scraping down the sides and making sure that everything is right there the way that you want it to be. Everything is in the bowl. And sometimes you have to do that, and that's what it looks like. You can see that it's whipped, that it's really incorporated. The olive oil has been incorporated, and it's easy to get to this spot. It takes like a minute. And now I'm moving on to the tomatoes. So I have about 2 pounds of heirloom tomatoes. You can also use regular grape tomatoes, the red ones. I just think these are more fun. So that's what I got at the store, and they are delicious. So now I'm also going to add about half a teaspoon of pepper and 1 teaspoon of salt and 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar and 2 cloves of garlic, and then about 2 tablespoons of red onions. So all of that is going to go with 1/3 of a cup of olive oil. So I'm going to put it all in a bowl and mix it all up, and that's going to be the salad. And you let this sit for about 10 minutes before you put the crostini together. After you add everything into a bowl and mix it up, then let it sit for about 10 minutes. And when you want to put this on the crostini, use a slotted spoon like I have there, because the liquid is going to be at the bottom. So now I have the bread that's been toasted, I have the feta cheese spread, which is the whipped feta, and I also have the tomato salad. And then I garnish with some fresh basil, which goes really well with the tomatoes. I like to put the basil on top, because if you have leftovers of the salad, then the basil can get a little dark. So that's why I only put it on top. And that's the final result. It's really easy. It's really simple to put together. It's something that you can do in half an hour if you have guests coming over. Make sure you do this. It's really delicious, and people don't know what to make of it. A lot of people have not been introduced to feta cheese, and this is the perfect way to do it because it has a tangy taste and it's really affordable too. Feta cheese is much more affordable than goat cheese, for example, and you can get the same texture. And with the tomatoes and the basil, it goes really well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, come back for more delicious recipes, and thank you for being here.